what's going on, Conscious Crew? It is your favorite breakdown commentator, CTV. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. It is your favorite breakdown commentator, baby. And we've been busting it down today. I told you I'm in a real good mood. It is such a wonderful, cozy, cute Friday. And I have just been blessed, honey, okay? So I hope you guys are just as blessed as I am. And if you're not, Jesus on the way, okay? So worry not about all of your troubles. You already know what we're here to get into, so please go ahead and thumbs up this video. You guys know that thumbing up the video not only helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. So when you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another Conscious Crew member and telling them to get their arses into the damn sanctuary, okay? So whether you are a part of the replay, gang, you actively in these streets in real time with me, or you are a bush baby, your thumbs up helps with the growth and strength of any content right here on this platform. And plus, it don't cost you nothing, honey. It's free 99. Also, welcome to all the new subbies. We are shy of 800 subscribers away from 50K. So mindful. So demure. Okay? I love this for us. All right. Please make sure that your notification bell is set to all for all of the new subbies. And last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be your YouTube community wall, your Snapchat, your VGC, your Plenty of Fish, your Black Planet, your Facebook, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you lay the link. Just let them whores know that we're loud, we're live, and we are certainly in color. With no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through. Oh,
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
all right, welcome back, Conscious Crew. Loving the look. Thank you. Let me speak to everybody coming into the sanctuary. What's going on, Tasmania? What's going on, Pangal? What's going on, Sandra? What's going on, Miss Bad and Bougie? Hey, Andree. What's going on, Kiwana? What's going on, Brown Mama? Hey, Crystal. Hey, Scorpion. What's going on, Shelly? Hey, Dominique. What's going on, Angela? Hey, Miss Gold. So, you know, I'm not even a gold person, but, you know, I have been getting in. I don't know. Y'all know how when you get happy, I don't know, you just find you're happy. You just start doing all type of shit that's out of character. Or maybe it's not out of character. Maybe there's just things that you can't discover and things that you can't become aware of until you get into your happy place, okay? So I was never really a gold girl. I'm like a platinum, silvery, you know, titanium, honey, anything that, you know, shimmers and, you know, has that silvery metallic look is, you know, my type of thing. Anything with a reflective surface, honey, glass, I don't give a damn. But, you know, I don't know. In this season, we doing gold too, and she does look rather royal on me. You know, I consider gold to be more masculine and silver to be more feminine, child. But I'm living for Miss Gold. But thank you. Okay, so we got just a little bit to get into. I'm not going to keep you guys long. I know my notifications are completely shot because we have been going live literally like back to back, and I've been making community wall posts as well as pre-uploads as well as live streams. So girl, I've been busting my ass, okay, for you guys today. I told you guys I was just in the mood, child, okay, in her mood. Shout out to our Spice who being canceled faster than this right now. Shout out to my baby mama Kiwana for the old nasty piece of cash app who says, for it's not much, but I love you, boo. Oh, no, it's everything when it's love, baby. It's everything, baby mama, when it's love. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Light and love, and I hope you have a gorgeous Friday, baby mama. Okay, that's one of my long-term baby mamas, honey. You know, the queen of the harem, child. her and my kin, honey. Okay, queens of the harem, honey. They keep all the other concubines in water. All right. I'm trying to thumb it up. Cash out back there. Thank you, boo. Okay. What's going on, Miss Beauty? Hey, love. All right, you guys. So let me turn on this music. So you guys know that we have already done a live stream talking about Nicki Minaj and Nosey Heaux's lawsuit. You also know that we have been on the Jennifer Hough, Kenneth Petty case again as it relates to the lawsuit that she has pending against the diabolical couple. Okay, now you guys know that Jennifer Hough had dropped her lawsuit against Nicki either earlier this year or last year because there were some technicalities in the filing. So she's going to circle the block and refile against that whole. Okay, but she has maintained her lawsuit against Kenneth Petty for basically gang stalking and harassment. You guys already know what the full tea is about the lawsuit and the accusations that Jennifer Hough made against Kenneth and Nicki. This is how Hot Shot Radio and Nosey Heaux got on the case because all of Nicki Minaj's antics online basically drove her out of hiding, and then she alleged that the couple tried to strong arm her into recanting her statements, tried to pay her off with $500,000, I believe, so that Kenneth didn't have to continue to register and give that annual selfie a year on the SA offenders list. It's just been a hot mess, girl. Has alleged that her children, herself, have all been stalked, harassed. She's had to relocate multiple times because of people harassing her on behalf of the pair. And there actually was also a conversation that did get had between Jennifer and Hough. Nicki Minaj even admits to that in her declaration within Jennifer Hough's lawsuit. So that's been a lot, honey. But I want to talk about the attorneys as it relates to Jennifer and as it relates to Nosey. And just to bring you guys up to date. Nope, Angela, he has not yet set for that deposition. He has been running amok in the kingdom. Hey, Ray, he has been running amok in the kingdom. He has been evading discovery. He's been evading his deposition. He's clearly just trying to drive Jennifer into fatigue, but he doesn't know that Tyrone Blackburn is with all the shits, but kind of like a little bit too much with the shits. But we'll get into Tyrone Blackburn. Right now, I want to get into Nosey and Nicki. Okay, so just to refresh you guys' memories, we're going to turn to the Tribune.com site. Oh, yes, we is. Okay. And we're going to reference this article. Let me move this out the hell of the way. Continue to thumbs up, you guys. And of course, all donation information is in the description box. It's in the ticker, scrolling across the screen. And it's also where my moderators can be found. They typically rotate all my links as well. Okay. So, according to the Tribune.com article, Nicki Minaj settles defamation lawsuit with blogger who called her a coke head. Nicki Minaj has settled a defamation lawsuit against a blogger who made unsubstantiated claims about her alleged drug use. The Super Freaky Girl rapper filed the lawsuit in September of 2022 against Marley Green, known online as Nosey Heaux, after Green posted a video accusing Minaj of being a cokehead. According to the legal documents obtained by TMZ, the settlement requires Green to issue a public apology and retract her false statements. Green acknowledged that her claims about Minaj using or abusing cocaine were entirely baseless and that she had no evidence to support her allegations. Quote, I falsely stated that Nicki Minaj was a cokehead. I had no factual basis for making that statement, and I sincerely apologize, Green stated in the retraction. Minaj also alleged in her lawsuit that Green made vile comments about the son she shares with her husband, Kenneth Petty. As part of the settlement, Green agreed to refrain from ever mentioning Minaj's son or husband in any future posts or comments. Additionally, Green is prohibited from making any further statements about Minaj involved in illegal or unethical activity. The settlement includes a financial penalty of any breach of the agreement, with Green required to pay Minaj $50,000 for each violation. TMZ, which first broke the story, reported that the settlement marks a significant victory for Minaj, who has been vocal about protecting her reputation and privacy. Okay, something that Nicki Minaj doesn't feel like she should extend to Jennifer Hough, apparently. Okay, because as you guys know from my recent coverage, Nicki has been all over Queen Radio, Instagram, Twitter, making false statements about Jennifer Hough, Kenneth Petty's victim and survivor. She accused this woman of being a whole white woman, which was false. Obviously, Jennifer is biracial, and in no damn state in America would Jennifer be confused or mistaken for a damn white woman. Also, she accused Jennifer of being in a relationship at the time with Kenneth Petty. We already debunked that, which is in the 1994 interrogation video featuring a 16-year-old Kenneth Petty that I had released exclusively, who also debunks that with his own narrative. He said to the DA that he had not even been intimate or had any type of romantic ties to Jennifer since a year prior to the incident that brought him into the police precinct. So Nicki Minaj is out here lying. In another goddamn station head Queen Radio episode, she even tried to allude and paint a picture that Jennifer was actually a much older woman than Kenneth by saying, yeah, because this was before all the details dropped. Yeah, Kenneth was 15, which he wasn't. He was 16. And he was actually, it was a much older woman. Bitch, they both were 16, okay? So if anybody should have been sued, well, I forgot. She has been by Jennifer. It should have been Nicki Minaj, who for some reason wants her privacy protected. How you want your privacy protected while you're toting around who has to register across all states annually, and every time y'all move on an offender registry? That doesn't seem like a person who wants a lot of privacy to me. Somebody who wants a privacy wouldn't even have jumped on the phone with Jennifer Hough to begin with, because this matter is between Jennifer and Kenneth, not Jennifer, Kenneth, and Nicki. But the fact that Nicki inserted herself and actually had a phone call with Jennifer and literally said in the declaration she was having a conversation because she did get word that Jennifer wanted to recant her statements. Wow. Leads me to believe everything Jennifer said to be true, because that's all Jennifer has been speaking is true since she's been telling her story about what took place in 1994 and what the hell was taking place in her life in 2022 when these assholes were allegedly running down on her. Okay? Now, there's some issues with the settlement itself. Clearly, Nosey was advised by her attorney to settle. But my question is why? I'm curious to know what was and because I want to interview him, because I am going to email him after I do this live stream to see if I can get him to come on so he can tell us about his train of thought as it related to this particular legal strategy, because I am utterly confused about why he thought it was proper or why it made sense for Nosey to settle with Nicki when Nosey had a clear path to victory in this lawsuit that surrounded Nicki Minaj allegedly being a cokehead. And I'm going to tell you and show you how she had a clear victory. Clear-cut victory. For one, we're going to pooch right on over, because you guys know we don't got to make no lies up about nobody. We use their own words, their own testimony, the ish that comes right out of their own mouth, baby, okay? We don't got to spend no blocks. We ain't got to spend no narratives. We ain't got to do none of that, baby, okay? We can pull it right out of a cock blower, okay? We can pull it out of their super soaker toter, okay? We're going to curve on over to a Instagram that Nicki Minaj did where she was getting her hair barrel curled, and she was talking about and responding to her comment section of people basically asking her, why you sniffling so much? is giving cocaine. And this led Nicki into trying to debunk the cocaine narrative. So let me go ahead and switch over my microphone. Of course, this is fair use. And this is courtesy of YouTube channel Emily D. Okay, so shout out to Emily D. Let's listen to what Nicki Minaj had to say about being a cokehead.
Sniffling. First of all, I want to make this so fucking clear to y'all. I ain't never lied about my ass shots. I was the first.
Okay, so first thing she wants credit for, you had no choice but to be honest about your ass shots, girl. You can't go from pancakes to a basketball and claim that was due to collard greens and cornbread, baby. You ain't had no choice but to admit to the obvious augmentation done to your booty meat. But let's move it along.
First bitch in the game. That wasn't lying about my motherfucking ass shots. Okay. Now, if you're smart, you would know, if you're a fan of mine, that what you got to do if you want to know my drug of choice or my drugs of choice, just listen to my music channel.
Indictment number one. Now, you just heard it from the queen of hip-hop herself. Let me rewind that bite. And she's going to expound. She's going to double down on it.
Just listen to my music channel.
Huh?
Boys, just listen to my music channel. My drugs of choice.
Now, she didn't say, if you want to know if I drink alcohol to do Percocets, which were addictions and substances she's admitted even in Vogue to doing. We're going to get into that too. She said, my drugs. If you want to know her drugs of choice, just listen to her music, okay? Pills and Potions talks about addiction to Percocets, possibly ecstasy, alcoholism. But what's also in that music is cocaine and cokiana. Let's continue to listen.
Just listen to my music channel.
We did. That's why you shouldn't have sued this damn lady for these accusations, because we listened to your music, girl, and it's all there. That's the problem. That's what makes this settlement a fallacy. That's what makes the lawsuit itself completely and utterly egregious, because we listened to your music.
If you're a fan of mine, that what you got to do if you want to know my drug of choice or my drugs of choice, just listen to my music channel. Because it's all right there. So as I'm sitting in my beauty room,
it's all right there.
Because it was just warm.
I don't even think we have to go no further, girl. It's all right there. It's all right there. And she couldn't be telling more of the truth, because it, in fact, is all right there, as previously shown. And this is one of several songs, okay? Higher Than a Kite by Nicki Minaj. Let's get to the good part. I'm in Tokyo, yeah, with the Kokio. Somebody sleeping in my bed like Neokio. I'm getting ill. I've been popping a pill again. I'm on an island and I'm looking for Gilligan. Hey, where am I Timberland? Oh, get them trembling. Can't find my keys, but I know I hear them jiggling. You're such a Marilyn Monroe and Manson. I got some hair on. You want to go dancing? You at the door. Okay, I'm about to come down. I'm getting numb now. Don't let me come down. So here it is. We have a literal song within the music she told us to go look through if we want to know what her drugs of choice are, called Higher Than a Kite. This is like blood splatter at the scene, girl, with Nicki Minaj's fingerprints crystallized into the blood, girl. A song called Higher Than a Kite, for God's sakes, and you're up here trying to denounce being addicted to cocaine while encouraging people to go look through your musical catalog for your drugs of choice. And here it is, one of your earlier songs, Higher Than a Kite, is not only acknowledging you flying into Tokyo with the Kokio, okay, but that on top of that, girl, indeed, you're trying to get higher than a kite because you're also popping a pill alongside being in Tokyo with the Kokio. But you go further and admit that you also got heroin on top of being in Tokyo with the Kokio, popping a pill, got heroin, and you want to find you a partner to go dancing with. You know, dancing is also street terminology in the drug culture, okay? It's basically, do you want to get high together? Somebody to get high with. Do you want to go dancing? Okay? And then talks about not even wanting to come down and being so high out of her rabbit-ass mind that she is numb, which is what she was trying to achieve, but got an entire Instagram addressing being a cokehead. And this is one of several songs that have to do with snow, okay, which is street term for cocaine. That have to do with the Kokio. And if she's not with it, she's with niggas who's selling it. Okay, that is a part of her party package. All right, and you guys are already mentioning the infamous Pills and Potions, okay, which is about Nicki leaning on substance abuse as a way to navigate trauma and drama in a damn relationship. Okay, but let's continue to listen to Onika Mirage Petty III talk about drugs.
Because I had the heat on. And I put my, but I had to take the heat off because it was time to start getting my...
Excuse me, I'm not letting anything go. What you can do, Jonathan, is let this live stream go. I'm a grown-ass man. This is my platform, and I'm going to talk about what the fuck I want to talk about to the extent, to the degree, and to the frequency in which it does. I do not recall asking you to personally be here. So just like you made a personal choice to be here, you need to make a personal choice to, in fact, let it go. Like every other self-respecting adult who picks and chooses what content they prefer. If you don't want to hear Nicki Minaj ass get ran down, haul your ass on, bitch. I don't recall asking or requesting you personally to be here. You hoes do realize y'all have choices, right? You do realize that when you see a content creator go live and you get the notification and you see the thumbnail and the title, that right there, you get to make an executive decision to haul ass, baby. You get to make an executive decision to cherry pick through somebody else's shit and find you some desirable content. You hoes do realize that, right? Because as long as you are subscribing to this motherfucker, oh, baby, you're going to endure Nicki Minaj commentary and any other bitch I decide to talk about however long in whatever depth to whatever degree in which I decide to. And I get paid real cute coin to do it. So I don't want you to be here and then be here for free and then be here for free and miserable in a situation that you got a choice in, bitch. Okay? You need to haul over to the comment section of your botched Barbie and tell her to have let it go. Because she the one who was so goddamn pressed that she sued this woman over a goddamn addictions that her ass admitted to and encouraged her fans to go and corroborate and confirm by looking through her motherfucking lyrical catalog. So fuck you. Now, let's get back to Nicki. Let me turn back to my microphone. Okay.
Girl. And I saw people saying that. Can I just say something? I don't know. Hey, I don't know if it's just me, but I wouldn't be embarrassed about any fucking drug I did. That's why I talk about the motherfucking drugs I do in my motherfucking music. Always.
The second indictment here. Let's rewind it back. Okay. The second indictment.
I did. That's why I talk about the motherfucking drugs I do in my motherfucking music. Always have, always fucking will.
That's why I talk about the motherfucking drugs I do. In my Trina voice, I ain't ashamed of nothing I do. That's why I rap about the drugs I do. In my music, always have and always will. The problem with this statement fundamentally from Nicki Minaj is that she forgot what the fuck she's been chronicling in her music. She's forgotten all the drugs that she's either put down her throat or done fucked around and slid up her motherfucking nose. And considering that she had to date Safari and then end up with Kenneth Petty, I can't even blame the bitch for needing to be high out of her motherfucking mind to even deal with being with either one of these red-nosed clowns. However, she acknowledged having a drug problem first and foremost. I, Nicki, do drugs. And if you want me to do you one better, you can go just flip through all of my music in order to confirm my drugs of preference, my drugs of choice, because I always have and always will write about my motherfucking addictions and the shit I like to party to in my nose and down my damn throat. And then this frail Kokio in the Tokyo brained asshole went and filed a frivolous lawsuit against Nosey Heaux for being convinced that Nicki Minaj, who admitted to being on drugs, who admitted that she talks about her drug usage in her music, for being a fucking cokehead. Like, when you talk about frivolous, this lawsuit was the epitome of the definition of a frivolous lawsuit. Let me fast forward. Who man texting me? Who man bothering me, girl? Always bother me when I'm working. Hold on, let me respond, because this one of y'all niggas that I like. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. This is the last nigga that I'm kind of curious about before I go full-blown lesbian. Now, Nicki Minaj further went public with at least one of the addictions that she felt she she ain't have to be shamed enough to talk about publicly. Because remember, in her own words, she's publicly admitted to doing Percocets, but like in mainstream media. But she told you guys in her Instagram live on her own platform that she does drug sa. Not a drug, but drug sa. But the drug that has garnered some public sympathy from the government, from states, you know, which is the opioid addiction, you know, she felt comfortable because, you know, it wasn't too shameful to admit to being on a drug that most of white America is addicted to in order to deal with them racist ass Ku Klux Klan children that they ass is raising in the backwoods. All right. So check out. Let me make sure this is correct. Yeah, this is correct, child. This is an excerpt from her interview with Vogue back in November. Shout out to Scorpio month of 2023, last year. Years ago, while briefly living in Atlanta to advance her music career, she was prescribed Percocets for painful menstrual cramping. It was enormously helpful until she found that she was taking the medication even when the bitch wasn't in pain. Quote, no one told me that this was a narcotic and this was addictive. Now, I'm also going to reasonably contest that, considering that this is the drug head queen of the century. It's hard to believe that the bitch who's talking the most about pills and potions, who's talking about, you know, her addictions and her drugs, tried to burp while talking, are and was informed or uninformed about Percocet being a narcotic. It's hard to believe that even if we were to take that at face value, that she was uninformed that Percocet was a narcotic. I know sophomores in high school who know that Percocet is a narcotic. I don't know one person who's been prescribed Percocet who was not told about the dangers of Percocets. There's also a general warning label on the back of Percocets. I was prescribed Percocets when I had my appendix surgery done. I ain't see what the big deal was. The shit didn't make me feel no damn better. But I guess you got to be a real demon-infused bitch, okay? With some real physical and or emotional pain going on. If you a Hough hoe, you know, Percocet's gonna either work or not work for whatever they prescribed for. But it's hard to believe that even if she hadn't been informed, which I could not imagine a doctor not telling a high-profile client like Nicki Minaj about, you know, the ins and outs and making sure that she knew, stop taking this shit at this point. You take this shit for the next 3 weeks, da-da-da-da-da. But that somebody in her camp wouldn't have told her that her tired-ass husband, who allegedly sells drugs and is connected to, you know, gang drug culture and has been since he was a teenage boy, which is why his ass was already on parole for armed robbery at the time that he had sensually assaulted Jennifer Hough. So a doctor didn't tell Nicki. Nicki didn't know how to read. She didn't know how to Google, nor did anybody in her camp tell her that Percocets were a narcotic. I'm not buying it personally. But, you know, it was cute of her to pretend like, you know, she was being transparent and that she could, you know, talk about taboo things that other people couldn't talk about when Percocet and narcotics and opioid addiction already had been a huge conversation for the past several years in the country. So she took an easy way out. You know, I would have preferred and respected and really knew she was being transparent. Her ass elaborated in front of Vogue about what she alluded to in her Instagram live stream about them drugs of choice. Those drugs, baby, plural. Those big drugs you done talked about. Okay? So, why did Nosey's attorney have her settle? because the evidence that her attorney could have argued was Nicki Minaj's own words. Literally, the Instagram live itself was enough to round this shit up real quick. Coupled with the fact that when you take her advice and you take her orders to go flip through her music, where she always, her words, has always spoke about the drugs she used and prefers. And there actually being big ass lyrics there for her being a cocaine. Which means that Nosey Heaux and anybody else, fan or not, is within their right, full-blown right, according to Nicki's admission. And then Nicki telling y'all where the evidence is, and always has been, which is in her music. Nosey was in her right to believe that she was high. And she was in her right to believe that Nicki was high in any instance in which Nicki appeared to be high. And to this day, Nicki Minaj gets accused of being high, especially when her ass is zoned out sitting in her basement studio on Station Head or Instagram Live, and you can literally see the comments flooded with people saying, "Is this bitch high? What is this bitch high on?" So why wasn't any of this used as a defense for Nosey, who's the plaintiff? I mean, who's the defendant in the case? This woman has publicly admitted to having an addiction issue. She has admitted to being on drugs, plural, out of her own mouth. And she has told her fans and viewers and the public where they can find the specifics of the drugs she liked to do. And within that music is cocaine, heroin, pills, and potions. I don't believe there is a single grand jury in this country who could have had this lawsuit argued and then heard the rebuttal from the defense without even having to pull Nosey ass on the stand to talk about what the fuck was in her mind. Because Exhibit A through Exhibit 4 literally did all the work for Nosey's attorney. It did all the work. It did every last single bit of the work. And as a rational, logical, clear-thinking human being, if I would have been a part of a jury listening to this case and would have saw that Instagram live, had that been presented to me, coupled with all of the songs in which Nicki is talking about her drug usage, while her being not only on record in mainstream media in her Vogue interview, but on top of that, being in her Instagram live stream admitting that she does drugs, there's no way in hell I could have sided with Nicki Minaj. Baby, the vote for Nosey would have been so quick, bitch, we wouldn't even have had to have left the initial courtroom, girl, before my vote would have been casted down. Nosey would not have even had to prove anything, bitch. The proof was so you're telling me in the lawsuit I don't have definitive proof, bitch. The definitive proof is your ass admitting that you do drugs, and then you emphatically telling us to go listen to your music to corroborate and figure out which drugs you like to use. And if I took it upon myself to flip through your catalog and decide you are a cocaine because cocaine is there, then cocaine it is. If I would have decided pills and potions is what it is, then pills and potions is what it is, bitch. If I would have decided the heroin that you're talking about having and wanting to get numb to and wanting to not come down from was the drug of choice, that's my motherfucking personal prerogative based upon your admission and based upon the motherfucking instructions you freely gave to us. And then for dizzy ass Nicki Minaj to know, in fact, this is what she said, and that this is what she did, and that this is what she wrote for 20 plus decades, and to not sit back before she filed this lawsuit and said, you know what? I might not like that this bitch is calling me a cokehead and all of this shit, but the reality here is, baby, I done rapped about being on and selling and being amongst and being with people who done had the Tokyo, done been with the Tokyo, done been a Mr. Tokyo. I mean, the Tokyo. And if I'm going to really be a big girl about it, I have to accept that I have put myself single-handedly in a position to be interpreted as someone who is on drugs. Insert any drug there you want to. But bitch, I did that to myself. Not Nosey. It is not Nosey's fault that I, as a rap bitch, have branded myself off of glamorizing the use and the distribution of drugs, and then publicly admitted to at least being addicted to one of them, aka them Percocets. And I'm mad that people out here believe that I'm an addict. I'm upset, big mad, wanna file a $50 trillion motherfucking lawsuit, baby, against a bitch for having the audacity to believe that the music that I can't even now argue is just artistic expression, because I've said in an Instagram live that I have chronicled my actual drug usage in my music, always have, and always will. That is my motherfucking declaration. And I am big mad that the drugs I done rapped about, the drugs I done glamorized, the drugs I done put in music, the drugs I done also admitted to generally being on, actually has led people to believe that I'm in fact a motherfucking drug addict. Why they do that at? That bitch had to be dizzy when she filed this damn lawsuit. And because lawyers don't give a fuck, lawyers will let your ass go be. They'll let your ass file whatever you want to file because they get paid, bitch, no matter how stupid, dizzy, or what the odds of success or losing is, girl. This is how they keep the damn lights on, okay? So the lawyer ain't give a damn. He ain't think this shit through. But the question is, it's one thing for them to not have thought it through. Because, of course, Nicki Minaj was going to get lost in her own sauce as a public figure because she wrote so much shit, she done forgot about what the fuck she wrote. She done did so many live streams, she done forgot what the fuck she done said per live stream. So, it's one thing for her team to have dropped the ball. But why in the fuck would Nosey's attorney have dropped the ball, especially when after this lawsuit, so many of us did the work for him? I was one of the first of the 10 influencers who had compiled the evidence, because we reported on this shit when it was first filed. There was also creators on TikTok, other creators on YouTube who had ran the receipts on Nicki Minaj as it relates to this frivolous ass lawsuit. It was all there. All the attorney had to do was put that shit in legal language, write it up how it's supposed to, present the motions accordingly, and let the courts do what they do. This was arguable on Nosey Heaux's part. She had a 100% reliable, sensible defense against what Nicki Minaj was accusing her of. I can see if there was nothing to work with in this case. I can see if we didn't have Onika's own admissions to Vogue, her own admissions online, if we didn't have any of that, I could see why the hell the attorney would have thought it was in the best interest to just, hey, settle. Easy, okay? That's even better than losing. Just settle the matter, okay? It means that y'all tied it up, okay? It was a draw, okay? No tiebreaker. But girl, you have Nicki Minaj. And once again, bitch, this ain't LaBar Burton. This ain't the Reed and Rainbow Hole. You ain't got to take my motherfucking word for it, bitch. Let's listen. Let's listen to her. Let me change my microphone over.
All right. You would know, if you're a fan of mine, that all you got to do, if you want to know my drug of choice or my drugs of choice.
My drug or drugs of choice? Girl!
Just listen to my music channel.
Wow.
Because it's all right there.
It's all right there. My drug or drugs of choice is all right there. And if you a fan and you know me, you know that I write about my reality. So Nicki can't even argue that this was only creative fodder. This was just, creative hot take. This was just, lyricism. She can't even argue that because out of her own mouth, she has admitted before the court of public opinion that what she's writing about, especially as it relates to drugs, is factual. That this is what she's actually doing. These are her actual practices. And that it is drugs, more than one plural. And it can all be found in her music. And if you listen to her music, then you know what the fuck she do. And what the bitch forgot that she talks about being a mist is Miss Cocaine.
So as I'm sitting in my beauty room and it's cold again because it was just warm.
Listen to this next part.
Because I had the heat on, and I put my but I had to take the heat off because it was time to start getting my hair curled. And I saw people saying that. Can I just say something? I don't know. Hey, I don't know if it's just me, but I wouldn't be embarrassed about any fucking drug I did. That's why I talk about the motherfucking drugs I do in my motherfucking music. Always have, always fucking will. I talk about the motherfucking drugs I do in my motherfucking music. Always have, always fucking will. I talk about the motherfucking drugs I do in my motherfucking music. Always have, always fucking will.
One more time for the people in the bike.
I talk about the motherfucking drugs I do in my motherfucking music. Always have, always fucking will.
One time for the road.
I talk about the motherfucking drugs I do in my motherfucking music. Always have, always fucking will.
Got it. Heard you. Loud, live, and in color, baby. Now, why the didn't Nosey's attorney hear that? It's a question. But to make matters even more interesting, even if the attorney didn't want to use the evidence, well, actually, he could have used the evidence that came right out of Nicki Minaj's own art and out of her own damn mouth, coupled with something that would have also helped to pack the punch, to help the courts to understand just how frivolous this lawsuit was, because New York, like a lot of states, resurrected the anti-SLAPP legislation, which is a legislation that has been put into place that helps civilians to avoid being bankrupted and being held hostage in court by people, institutions, networks, and entities that have the means to torture people through the legal process. The anti-SLAPP was literally created to help the little man, which is completely personified in this situation with Nosey and Nicki. Nosey, an ordinary woman, Nicki Minaj, big millionaire, pop culture icon, etc. The anti-SLAPPs were literally created for the Nosey Heaux of the world. Let's read a little bit. Hold on. Okay. November 2020, New York significantly expanded its anti-SLAPP law, which the state had first adopted in 1992. The law protects defendants in legal actions involving public petition and participation in white civil rights, ... The old law narrowly defined this term to include only cases brought by plaintiffs seeking public permit, zoning changes, and or entitlements from a government body. The 2020 amendments broadened this term to cover cases involving any communication in a place open to the public and or public forum in the connection with an issue of public interest and or any other lawful conduct in furtherance of the exercise of the constitutional right of free speech in connection with an issue of public interest. So you guys may remember Bishop Whitehead, who's now finally at home in the federal penitentiary in New York, where he's able to be an open power bottom. Okay, something that would have destroyed his street cred right here on the streets, but he gets to be a bitch-made nigga in the prison and it be socially acceptable. Okay, remember when he had filed a series of frivolous lawsuits against people who were commentating about the infamous church robbery? One of those individuals was Miss Jones, who is a radio jock out of New York, New Jersey. Remember, he filed a $20 million lawsuit against her, claimed that she made egregious, inflammatory statements about him as it relates to the robbery, that he had something to do with it, that he was hiding drugs in his church, etc. And he had his bald-headed, oily ass, Bigfoot attorney, Brian, disbarred Bryant. Hold on. What's that man's name? What's that big bald head nigga name? Something Bryant. What's that man's name, y'all? I done forgot these damn people names, child. Bryant L. What's that man? Ponder. There, thank you, Andrea. I know nosy ass Andrea, baby. Okay, now if there is another bitch who got their masters in noseology aside from me, baby, it's that damn Andrea, baby. I can always count, baby. Oh, Miss Andrea, honey, thank you for that, Andrea. Bryant L. Disbarred Ponder. Okay, had him file against Miss Jones. And guess what Miss Jones used in her legal response to the lawsuit? She used the anti-SLAPP. And guess what? The courts honored it. She won her countersuit utilizing the anti-SLAPP statute, which, once again, is there as a defense to the everyday person being railroaded by powerful entities and institutions. And if the courts are to honor the anti-SLAPP as a result of an entity filing a frivolous lawsuit attempting to railroad another individual, the courts will then make the plaintiff pay for the legal fees, the attorney fees, and any other punitive damages that were acquired on behalf of the defendant, who, in the case of an anti-SLAPP, becomes the motherfucking plaintiff in this case. So not only was Nosey within right to believe that Nicki Minaj was a cokehead and any other type of goddamn cokehead based upon what Nicki admitted she chronicled in her own music, but Nosey's attorney also had access to Anti-SLAPP, which could have further compounded things for the opposition. Why in the fuck were neither one of these things employed? Why wasn't the facts around what Nicki has admitted and encouraged as it relates to her public image? She wanted to brag and glamorize drugs and then admitted that she does do them and they're in her music, and then got mad and filed a frivolous lawsuit at somebody who had the audacity to believe that she was on one of the drugs that she's rapped about in her music. This is a frivolous lawsuit. It did not even have to go on as long as it did. And I just don't understand why Anti-SLAPP wasn't issued, why Nosey's attorney did not feel or did not fight and counter Onika, and why he then encouraged her to settle. And there's only one reason, because I haven't heard from him yet. So there's only one reason why an attorney would just really overlook the possibility of a victory based upon the evidence, based upon the circumstantial evidence, based upon all the other things that could have assisted in a victory in a case like this, which is a payout. Did Nicki's attorney take a payout? Not Nicki, did Nosey's attorney take a payout? Was there some backdoor meeting between Onika's representation and Nosey's representation, and a deal was cut? Because once again, we are talking about the same couple that is with all the shits. Just the same couple that threatened Cardi B and Offset outside of last year's VMAs, which Nicki hosted. Those threats from Kenneth and his squad of non-GED degenerates is what led to Kenneth being sentenced to 6 months on the living room couch, because he's also on parole and his parole and violated his parole just like Blueface did. He's not supposed to be a mixed GUNs or have GUNs or be around anybody who has GUNs, and GUNs were flashed. And a lot of the Instagram stories and Snapchat videos from people within Kenneth's camp that he could be seen with taunting Offset as they made threats and encouraged a confrontation and flashed weapons. This is the same couple that allegedly tried to strong arm Jennifer Hough. Tried to allegedly offer her a cash out in order to alleviate Kenneth Petty's legal issues from that 1994 incident. So what I'm willing to believe is that this couple has a pathology of doing what they need to do to get their way, whether that be through coercive intimidation tactics, whether that be through the intimidation tactics of violence, would also think that they are smart enough and rich and wealthy enough to also put hypothetically, possibly, allegedly make a backdoor deal with Nosey's attorney. Because during the point of discovery in this case, both legal parties would have had to come together, because that's what happens in discovery. Attorneys come together, they look at the defense from both sides, and they weigh out the best options based upon what they believe collectively will be a win for whichever side, based upon the strength of the evidence and arguments that can be proposed. It's very possible that Nosey, hey Seven, it's possible that her attorney during discovery sat down, had a phone call, had a FaceTime, had a Zoom, had an in-person meeting, hell, with Onika's side, and might have possibly very well proposed all of this evidence that, hey, your client, baby, she done fucked up. You know that, right? She done fucked all the way up, right? Because you know we done went back and pulled these Instagrams and pulled her music where she cataloged her addictions, and we done did A, B, C, D, F, and G, right? You know she done fucked up, right? Nicki's attorney, yeah, bitch, I now realize she fucked up. But we can't have Nicki taking this L. Nicki too big. This is going to be a ding in her reputation if she loses this motherfucking lawsuit. And based upon my legal expertise as her attorney, baby, I believe she would motherfucking lose this case. So how about this? Let's settle. Attorney be like, bitch, no, settling don't benefit my client, because my client could actually get paid out. And this could be a boost to her reputation as a blogger if she wins this case. So settling would benefit Nicki more so than it would benefit my client, since my client, the defendant, actually has the stronger argument for her plight than Nicki does regarding her plight. So then Nicki's attorney, this all in my hypothetical, honey, okay? This all in my allegedly mind, okay? This is just all in how I would imagine it could have went. So then he goes back to Onika, hey, they're going to wear us out, bitch, and neither one of us can have this ding on our profile. And I don't want to have this L on my profile as an attorney, and you don't need this motherfucking L with this small-time blogger whipping your motherfucking ass because you're supposed to be the big dog and the big bitch on the schoolyard, girl. Okay? Nah, he wasn't totally against settling, but I think we can sweeten that, okay, by putting a little extra in his pocket if he would help us to coerce his client into settling. And God only knows, baby, how big an alleged payout could have been. Nicki Minaj got the means. She got $1 million worth of fucking squirrel meat in her ass. I know that was an expensive job. I ran a background check on her ass in order to investigate whether she had in fact married Kenneth legally. We're going to get into that in another live stream, probably Saturday or Sunday, because we got to get into a few things in that live. And I can see that in her background, from the background check I did, that she has assets. Multi-million-dollar assets. So paying out an attorney who's representing the opposition could look like any amount of money, from 6 figures to 7 to 8 figures. God only knows. And because I believe Nicki Minaj is egotistical as fuck narcissistic as fuck, and absolutely will do anything to appear to be the winner and the victor because she's just like egotistical. That's why she beefs so bad. She has this obsession with winning and wanting to dominate. I believe she would have paid any amount of money. Just like Jennifer is alleging. She put 6 figures on her head to retract and recant her statements. So why are we not to believe that her attorney didn't make a backdoor deal with Nosey's attorney? And paid him out to help him coerce Nosey into believing that it was in her best interest to settle. And came up with all these flippant excuses to settle. And because this was drawn out for so long and Nosey eventually relocated and left the country, I believe between the attorney exhausting her with a bunch of excuses for why they should settle, coupled with the fact that he was already representing her pro bono, she probably didn't feel too comfortable really pushing him since he was already doing this work for her for free. And between her probably just being ready to move on with her own damn life, she finally caved in and agreed. Hey, sure. Settling it ain't cost me nothing. It ain't cost me nothing to be sued because I've had pro bono work done. And the settlement is just us wrapping this shit up and me agreeing not to make any inflammatory statements about her directly or her nappy neck ass husband and their baby. But if you look through this case and what the core of the case was about, the core of the case wasn't about Kenneth, even though as you can read the lawsuit and you can read into the stipulations, you can see what they slid in there. Don't talk about her husband. How, bitch? This is a lawsuit about you being on cocaine, ho. This ain't a lawsuit about Papa Bear. This ain't a lawsuit that's about Kenneth Petty. So how the hell you slide your whole fucking nuclear family in, girl? How you slide all your ancestors and all your second and third cousins, baby, okay, into this lawsuit, girl? This lawsuit is supposed to be centering around you being a dope fiend, a crack cocaine fiend. Okay, so how? So we can also learn from the timing of this lawsuit, because it's when Nosey was really at her prime when it came to the Surviving the Petties movement and leveraging Jennifer Hough, which there was so much leverage that Nosey was helped Jennifer to get her story told nationally. On the Real? Is it the Real? Let me make sure, because I always confuse the Real and that other show with Whippy on it. Jennifer Hough, The Real. Yeah, The Real. So in the wrapping up, we see, oh, okay, this was really about you getting Nosey ass off your nigga's neck. And you trying to suppress her voice. And you was trying to do a double take and a double whammy by getting her to shut the fuck up about you and getting her to shut the fuck up about him. And the fact that Nosey's attorney did not call that out once he saw what the stipulations were going to be, that was another clear indication that this was a frivolous, manipulative lawsuit about something my client could have won had it actually been argued, coupled with the anti-SLAPP statute that was in place to help to solidify a victory on our behalf. But on top of that, in your stipulations, we now can reveal the real motive for why you filed against my husband. I mean, you filed against my client, which was because she was running down on your indignant ass nigga. And Nosey's attorney saw all this and just let it pass on through. Nicki really exposed her own ass on top of all the evidence being on Nosey's side in the whole fucking suit. So what explains why Nosey's attorney just completely dropped the ball? I'm going to also entertain another alternative. Hold on, should I say that after Jennifer? I'll just reiterate it. The other alternative, if Nosey's attorney did not take a payout, which is only my hypothetical. I'm not saying there was a payout. I'm not saying I have proof of a damn payout. So Nicki, bitch, you better go pop a pill, okay? Because you ain't gonna be no lawsuits over here, okay? But my hypothetical is there could have been a payout. I believe that very well could be the case. But for two, the other alternative to explain why Nosey's attorney seemingly dropped the ball is he never was interested in doing the actual work. He wanted the clout from the lawsuit. And this is my issue with a lot of attorneys that have a very strong commercial and social media presence. Is a lot of them actually are very fucking incompetent, just like Bryant L. Ponder was. The bitch is disbarred. I forgot in what state. I got the paperwork in my email. I done showed that paperwork, girl. A whole damn tribunal of judges came together to disbar this hoe. Okay? A lot of these, like, what's the pale bitch name? She always jumping on some damn lawsuits. What's her damn name? Hold on, let me, Lisa. What's her name? Lisa. Yeah, Oklahoma. See? Masters in Noseyology, baby. That Andrew, baby. The best street committee member there is, baby. Oklahoma is what a bald head bitch is disbarred at. Lisa Bloom. These attorneys like Lisa Bloom, Tyrone Blackburn, which we're going to get into, because that's the one who's representing Jennifer. You know, I side eye attorneys who take pro bono work when it comes to really like sensationalized suits, because a lot of times they will drop the ball because they're already representing you for free, and their motive for taking on the case was only to get all of the coverage from it, and then they leave the lawsuit in suspended animation. Okay, no, it's Lisa Bloom, because she the one who represented celebrity attorney. She the one who represented the victims of Harvey Weinstein. She also, let me see, in recent years, she has represented clients who brought allegations against such powerful figures, such as former President Donald Trump, former Fox News anchor Bill O'Reilly, former comedian Bill Cosby, and guest co-worker Paul Barcinio. Remember, this is the motherfucker who also represented, let me see, hold on, Lisa Bloom. Usher. What's this woman's name? I'm trying to find her name. Okay, here it is. Let me share my screen again. Lisa Bloom, the one who represented Quantasia Sharpton. You know, this was the big girl who accused Usher of turning her pussy green. That was a sham and a damn embarrassment, okay? 3 weeks into that damn suit, Quantasia ass admitted that she was lying and only wanted to know what 15 minutes of fame felt like. Lisa Bloom also represented Black China against the Kardashians and got her ass a big L in that lawsuit, okay? The Kardashians whooped China's ass in that litigation. She has a track record of attaching herself once again to suits by high-profile people, suits against high-profile people, and attaching herself to the clout and doing only half the goddamn work. A lot of people were not able to get a refund for their damn coins spent on Lisa damn Bloom. Okay? Tyrone Blackburn is almost in that same category as well. So, my whole thing with Nosey's attorney is it could have been a clout chasing move. He did the bare minimum, took an easy way out, and or there could have been a payout because there's no real reason that Nosey could not have fought and really argued her plight and won. She had a very convincing, damn near factual argument to rest upon, which is Nicki's own shit, her own art, her own admissions, her own live stream, her own everything. They wouldn't have even never had made it. Nicki Minaj did so bad in incriminating herself that Nosey wouldn't even have had to bother with talking about how she felt and what she think of Nicki personally. It was all there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to Nosey's attorney. I have his email. I'm going to see if he is interested in coming on to the platform and rep Tia Marie as well. I'm going to see if he's interested in coming on to the platform, and hopefully we'll be able to ask him some hard questions. We'll be able to get a better understanding of, you know, why he decided, you know, to settle instead of to fight, okay? Fight Nicki ass in court like Tasiki did to Diamond the Body, baby. Okay, tear her ass up in a lawsuit, okay? Because, baby, we got questions and I want answers. And I'm also going to encourage Nosey to find her and get another attorney, get a second opinion, get them involved in the case, and see if this shit can be motherfucking undone. Because I think this was a miscarriage, a gross miscarriage of justice on Nosey's behalf. I feel like her attorney failed her. Until I hear what the hell his legal strategy is, and I hear the why it was handled this way, I refuse. Now, last but not least, let's move on to Jennifer Hough, okay? Kenneth Petty's 1994 assault victim. You guys know, once again, that Jennifer filed a lawsuit. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull up something to give you guys context. Hold on. Shout out to the 300 plus people in the building. Please thumbs up, share. Matter of fact, I got a Cash App too. Let me shout out to one of my babies. Okay, Miss Robinson, thank you so much, who says for great commentary and sent this to me on 444. Wow. Okay. We in metaphysical alignment. Jennifer, thank you, baby mama. You guys know all donation information is in the description box below. It's also in the ticker. Lawsuit against Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty. Okay, so this is basically a short, condensed version, girl. summary of the lawsuit. Jennifer Hough is seeking unspecified damages. Additionally, the lawsuit accused the couple of intentional infliction of emotional distress and alleges sexual assault and battery, referring to the 1994 incident. People states Petty and Minaj directly and or indirectly intimidated and harassed and attempted to bribe Jennifer. Okay, so that's the basis of Jennifer's lawsuit. Okay, now you guys know that she dropped her lawsuit against Nicki because of technicality. She's going to be refiling it. Her lawsuit against Kenneth Petty is still pending. That was also why the 1994 interrogation video was relevant. For all those who were saying, oh my God, this happened in 1999. It's 30 years ago. He did his time. What does it matter? What does it matter, bitch? Is that there's a woman who's claiming to be harassed currently, okay, within the 2000s, okay, within 2023, 2024, by Kenneth Petty about what happened in 1994. And he also tried to sue the state of New York in an attempt to get off the ex-offender registry and told lies about the nature of how this police investigation was conducted, claiming that he didn't have parental guidance, that he was strong-armed by the DA, but all that was debunked by the interrogation video. As you guys heard the DA say, bitch, you wanted to talk to me. Yes, okay? As you guys can see, his father was present. As you guys also heard the DA say, his mother had also been interviewed. His mother had been interviewed earlier in the day as well, okay? So Kenneth Petty was just lying, which is why he had to drop his lawsuit against the state of New York, because they also flipped, remixed, and dipped his ass, because he claimed also within his lawsuit to the state of New York that he did not receive any information or any notice about a hearing that involved him having to register, which he has a right to contest under the law. Well, they had visual and audio recording of Kenneth Petty being in that same hearing that he claimed he was not notified about, not even arguing the conditions of his parole, not contesting him having to register, which would have been another opportunity for him to fight his case, since he's claiming socially and publicly that, oh, he was wrongfully convicted and he never did this and da-da-da-da-da-da. And once again, even as a grown-ass man, now when he was 16 and was claiming, oh, we were broke, I was from a poor family, and we couldn't afford a legal representation, and I just folded because of da-da-da. Okay, well, now he's a big 40-year-old ass man with the financial means via his wife, and had the opportunity to strike a pose and argue his defense, and still did not. Okay? But taking it all the way back, Jennifer is being represented in her lawsuit against the Pettys by Tyrone Blackburn. Tyrone Blackburn is another high-profile celebrity attorney who has a reputation of dealing with suits as it relates to celebrities. Some of his clients are Jennifer Hough, Sabrina Peterson, who sued Tiny and T.I. for harassment and defamation. And this was when Sabrina Peterson called herself trying to lead the charge against T.I. and Tiny regarding their victims that were all coming forward. He's represented Lil Rod, I believe, who has a lawsuit against Diddy. And the list goes on and on and on. Let me see if I can get some more info on Tyrone Blackburn. Okay, this is Tyrone Blackburn. I need that transcript. If you got it, Andrew, send it to me, honey. You know where to send it at. Let me take down this banner. Okay, this is Tyrone Blackburn, dedicated attorney, people's advocate, skilled plaintiff attorney practicing in New York and Jersey. His practice, T.A. Blackburn Law, focuses on employment and discrimination law, sexual harassment, and medical malpractice. He's an empathetic advocate for the underdog, a dedicated warrior for justice. This is also the same attorney who appeared with Jennifer in her segment on The Real. I'm trying to see his... Okay, here it is. Notably, this includes... Mogul Clifford T.I. Harris and his wife Tamika Tani Harris, Fox Rothschild, LLP, R&B, USPS, Morgan Stanley, Tata Consultancy Services, JP Morgan Chase, IBM, Merck, and various NYC establishments, including hospitals, healthcare facilities, and restaurants. Okay. And that's him claiming that he has led a charge against the most influential companies and public figures, all right? Another Bryant Ponder, Lisa Bloom figure, all right? Now, the problem, oh, God, and I just feel so bad for Jennifer because her case is so serious because it involves her going up against a man who she has already had to survive as a 16-year-old girl, and is now having all of those wounds reopened up as a result of him getting into a high-profile relationship and allegedly wanting now Jennifer to do something on her end to help him and his wife so that he doesn't continue to have to be a registered embarrassment to his wife, who allegedly stole him from another woman at a 2018 turkey drive. But that's a story for another day. Matter of fact, it's a story that we already told. Just check out some of the previous coverage. Now, this case to me is too serious for one of these flimsy ass, like wannabe famous celebrity attorney people. I wish Jennifer would have went with an actual attorney who was not interested in clout, does not have a strong social media presence, but nonetheless have 5-star reviews, okay, up underneath their ass. I understand a lot of times why people deal with celebrity attorneys, because they oftentimes will do the work for free, and because of the cases they've been connected to previously, it creates this false confidence that they know what they're doing and they know how to navigate something this complex when it comes to criminality and celebrity. But once again, it doesn't always end up benefiting the actual plaintiff or hell, the defendant in Nosey's case. Tyrone Blackburn has been sanctioned a lot for his inappropriate ass conduct legally. He already had dropped the ball on Jennifer when it came to the filing against Nicki. Jennifer had to drop that lawsuit because of a technicality on Tyrone's part. Okay? These are mistakes that are costly because it allows there to be more time for the defendants, especially when the defendants are actually wrong. It allows them to create more escape routes. It gives them more leisure to move around. It gives them more leisure to evade and to avoid and to coangle a defense. You don't want these type of mistakes in a litigation. You don't want deadlines being missed. You don't want shit filed in the wrong jurisdiction. These are things that your attorney are supposed to be skilled enough and competent enough to avoid as somebody who is helping you in your fucking case. A prime example of this, outside of him dropping the ball on her lawsuit against Nicki, is the Diddy case. Let's talk about it. Okay, 239 likes and almost 400 y'all in the building. That's pretty good, but y'all can do better. Do better, baby, because I'm working my ass off today, okay? These likes should be at 400 at the very least. Lawyer behind Diddy SA case criticized by judge over pattern of salacious case filings. A judge says that Tyrone Blackburn, okay, the same attorney representing Jennifer, lead counsel in a high-profile case against Sean Combs aimed to embarrass defendants with salacious and outlandish allegations. An attorney who filed one of the several SA lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs is now facing potential discipline himself after a federal judge in another case sharply criticized him for filing suits designed to garner media attention and embarrass defendants. In an order issued Wednesday in a separate lawsuit, Judge Dennis Coate referred Tyrone Blackburn to the Grievance Committee for New York's Federal Court District, an entity that decides whether attorneys have violated court rules. She cited his conduct in 5 different lawsuits, saying that Blackburn's filings in those cases had featured glaring deficiencies. A reasonable inference from Blackburn's pattern of behavior is that he improperly files cases in federal court to garner media attention, embarrass defendants with salacious allegations, and pressure defendants to settle quickly. Judge Coate wrote, quote, "Indeed, his submissions to this court have been rife and disturbing allegations against the defendants and defense counsel. The order, which came in a legal malpractice lawsuit Blackburn filed last year, referred him to the Grievance Committee for the Southern District of New York for such action as it deems appropriate." Judge Coates' ruling is notable because Blackburn is currently serving as lead counsel to Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a producer who filed a sweeping abuse lawsuit against Combs in February. The lawsuit is one of several such cases filed against Combs, in addition to a federal criminal investigation that led to raise of his homes last month. Combs has strongly denied all allegations of wrong goddamn doing. Okay, this man done been damn referred to the committee that goddamn fires, penalized, and strips attorneys of their damn licenses to practice, girl. Almost as bad, bitch, as that bald-headed, Bryant, disbarred ass El Panda girl who didn't get Bishop Whitehead not one win, bitch, ever. And all of the suits he filed, girl, including being a part of the council that helped, that Bishop hired to help him in his criminal suit that led his ass to prison, bitch. Hired Bryant and went straight to jail, bitch, without collecting go or a condom. All right. Now, mind you, Tyrone Blackburn, I'm just going to show y'all the headlines. Check this out. Tyrone Blackburn, attorney in Rodney V. Combs blackmails bloggers, DJ academics, and Jason Lee and others. Okay, case against Sean Diddy Combs ruined celebrity extortion by Tyrone Blackburn, legal practice. All right. This man's reputation is completely soiled all up and down. The legal courthouse and socially soiled. Okay, now you guys may recall that DJ Academics, who has a lawsuit filed against him by a young lady who claimed that she was gang raped by him and his cohorts at his home poolside. Well, she's being represented, ironically, by Tyrone Blackburn, and it's no wonder why that case has gone no goddamn where. DJ Academics had went live and accused Tyrone Blackburn of trying to strong arm him into settling and and blah 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 blah, which DJ Academics contested because he wants to see it go to court because he believes he's innocent. He believes he can prove he's fucking innocent, and he gave Tyrone Blackburn a big fat fuck you. Okay, now Tyrone Blackburn also Got Sabrina Peterson, no damn where. Okay? Now he's getting Lil Rod nowhere, because you guys know that Lil Rod also had to amend his initial suit against Diddy because there were some things that were factually debunked in his initial lawsuit, such as accusing Stevie J of engaging in homosexual same-sex graphic exchanges with other men that were captured on video, because Lil Rod claimed in his lawsuit that Diddy showed him this material and then had a screenshot from that alleged video in the lawsuit. Come to find out that the person that was being presented as Stevie J was actually a same gender loving adult film star who came forward like, no, girl, that's my material. That's not Stevie J. Okay. So this grievance committee that had to deal with Tyrone Blackburn because of his pathology and practice of using salaciousness and over-the-topness, okay, to create sensationalism and headlines, is more indicative of the fact that Tyrone is more pressed and concerned about, once again, raising the high-profile equity on his name and brand as an attorney than he is in actually being a competent, sound-minded ass attorney. Nicki Minaj even slapped his ass in the lawsuit against her by Jennifer Hough. Okay? Courtesy of Rolling Stone. Nicki Minaj wants opposing lawyers sanctioned for beyond shocking behavior. Nicki Minaj definitely has a problem with the lawyer representing her husband's RAPE accuser in a harassment lawsuit filed last year, calling the attorney, that is Tyrone Blackburn's actions, disgraceful and beyond shocking in a new motion for sanctions. Minaj and her lawyer say opposing attorney Tyrone Blackburn should be severely punished through an award of fees and costs and a referral to the federal court's attorney disciplinary committee. This would be the second time so far that we've reported on. Okay, God knows how many times Tyrone Blackburn actually has been referred to this damn committee. Okay, that he's been referred to for his buffoonery, for pursuing frivolous and extortionate litigation against Minaj in such a reprehensible manner. The Do We Have a Problem rapper, whose legal name is Onika Tanya Mirage Petty III, says that Blackburn was way out of line when, as a part of a motion for default judgment filed against her husband Kenneth Petty in October of 2021, he alleged Minaj was a member of the Mac Ballers, a street gang in Queens. Given that Mr. Blackburn, quote, had no evidence of his possession, which would have remotely supported even an inference that Ms. Mirage belonged to the gang, and the allegation was entirely irrelevant to the issue of whether a default judgment should be entered against Mr. Petty, Mr. Blackburn surely acted in bad faith effort to generate extremely negative media coverage about Ms. Mirage, which also depicted Mr. Blackburn as a lawyer who was seeking to bring her to justice. The motion for sanctions filed in Brooklyn federal court on Monday and obtained by Rolling Stone reads, okay, Mr. Blackburn has chosen to file answering papers which, without any factual basis whatsoever, falsely accused me of misconduct that would mandate my disbarment if true. His recklessness is breathtaking, Bernstein wrote in a declaration submitted as part of these sanctions efforts. Minaj and Bernstein also managed to get a sworn statement from Gordon regarding Blackburn. In the declaration, Gordon says that Blackburn made harrowing, slanderous, false, and misleading personal allegations about me that are entirely irrelevant to the motion of sanctions. He regularly and shamefully attempts to use personal information or purported personal information to disparage, insult, harass, and intimidate others. I will be seeking the court's permission to intervene in this matter to move to strike the Blackburn declaration and for sanctions against him, Gordon wrote. Then you guys know there was that infamous bitch back and forwardness, girl, between Jason Lee and Blackburn that took place last year, because Jason had gotten all caught up into the vacuum of the Sabrina Peterson T.I. Tiny shit with Tyrone and all this and all that. And they ended up having a damn showdown that he had recorded and published to his Hollywood Unlocked YouTube channel, girl. And it's just been one shit show after the other. And I also received, let me check my Instagram because I think Andrew sent me something chill. Hold on.
Charlamagne live, he said that he won.
Okay, hold on. All right, I was also sent another article. Nicki Minaj husband Kenneth Petty dropped bid. Oh yeah, this was about Kenneth Petty. Okay, so I'm gonna include this actually in my next live. Let me send this to myself. Hold on, y'all. I want to send this article. Thank you, Andrew, for this. I'm gonna talk about this in my next live stream, child. Okay, so I just made the point that Jennifer's attorney. It's a no-go, baby. I mean, her case was almost doomed as quickly as it began, being represented by Tyrone Blackburn. I don't know where Jennifer's lawsuit against Kenny is going to go. Kenneth Petty is avoiding his deposition in the lawsuit. He refuses to sit down. He refuses to be brought in for questioning and to do his part in moving this along. You would think that wouldn't be the case for a man who tried to sue the state of New York and then got exposed, and a man who has been socially arguing that he's innocent, that he would take this opportunity once again to make his innocence clear, and instead he's running because Kenneth Petty did what the hell he had to serve time for doing and what he admitted ultimately to fucking doing. And that's why you're not seeing him fight anything. But I'm not sure if Tyrone Blackburn has the wits, has the cleverness, and has the passion and dedication to his actual practice more so than he does as a personality in his brand. And I actually would like Jennifer to drop Tyrone Blackburn. I wouldn't even be against her taking on another lawyer who's willing to represent her pro bono. But as long as the yep reviews and the cross references check out on that attorney, because a simple Google search would have proven that Tyrone Blackburn is not necessarily the person you want when you're trying to win a case. Now, if you're trying to file some frivolous shit and you just want social media attention, then yeah, Bryant is the man. But not so much for this. I want both ladies to seek other legal counsel and get them involved in their cases before it's too late, before statutes run out, before evidence dries up, beforehand. I can understand why both Nosey and Jennifer ended up with two questionable attorneys, because if you've never been sued before, you just don't know really what to look for. You don't know how to navigate that. And if somebody who is allegedly an attorney just jumps into this shit, then you just take them at face value. But we got questions for Nosey's attorney, and Jennifer need to absolutely get rid of hers. So Jennifer, if you see this motherfucking live stream, baby, please don't put no more faith in Tyrone Blackburn. And you are allowed to seek other legal counsel, honey. You are allowed to have multiple lawyers, even. Okay, he's representing you pro bono as well, and it shows unfortunately. You don't want to waste any more time with this man getting sanctioned. This man fuck around and get his whole license stripped, and then you've been waiting out, you know, on him to do you justice, honey. It is too risky to stick with Tyrone Blackburn, honey. He might be damn disbarred wherever the hell he representing you at by the time anything even moves in the damn case. And with Nosey, I am going to reach out to her attorney and see if I can get him on to tell us what was, you know, the context and psychology behind why they settled, and what does he think about the anti-SLAPP, and what does he think about all of the evidence, and just get him to speak to this. So that's the show for the day. I'll let you guys know if contact is made of the third kind with Nosey's attorney, and if I'm bringing him on, I will let you guys know, and we'll plan for that show, and it can be a live show so you guys can, you know, ask your own questions about the lawsuit, etc. And that's my commentary. So I hope you guys really enjoyed that. I really wanted to get this off my chest because I've been this been on my mind since the settlement, girl. I'm just like, is it me? This is like wild, you know. So tell me what you guys think. You guys know it's hard for me to keep up with the chat because I try to focus on my commentary when I'm live, but give me your thoughts in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think about what was commentated here today. Don't just put your thoughts in the damn comment section and you ain't actually listen to my commentary as well. I want you to respond to the points that I made, etc. Tell me what you think about all of that. The curse out was good too. I'm screaming. I got some docs for you. Okay, good, Andrew. Send that to me because I'll be able to make another live stream out of that stuff, okay? And thank you so much. So I love you guys. Thank you to all my cash donators. If you have enjoyed all of the content that came out of the platform today, baby, we did a pre-recorded. We done been live earlier, honey. This is our third live today. We got it going on, honey. Then, you know, show your boy some love on Cash App, $Consciouztv, and or PayPal.me/ConsciouzTV. And make sure you subscribe and share the content out. And I will probably see you guys either tomorrow or Sunday. I gotta let my notifications kind of catch up because, you know, they will stop notifying if you go live like consecutively. So I'll probably see y'all Sunday, but we'll see what goes on. Okay, got some hot topics and got some more Nicki Minaj content to get into. I love you all. I like seeing you like this again. Be back. Thank you, Pondered Infinity. Thank you, love. I love you all. You did amazing. And I hope Jen contacts you and listens to the live. Yeah, she follows me on Instagram. So, you know, but you know, I'm real respectful of people. I don't really bother people. Even if I have access to people and I have proximity to people, like I didn't even tell Nosey I was doing this live stream here. You know, I kind of just do my own thing and kind of let people come to me. That's kind of how I prefer it to be. So yeah, you know, I know that she'll see what I posted on Instagram because I always post, you know, the show on Insta. Now whether she looks at the content or not, I don't know. But if she reaches out to me, yeah, you know, I would definitely encourage her to, you know, outsource for another attorney. And there are plenty of skilled attorneys who would also take her case on pro bono just because of the nature and the high profileness of the case. But we would definitely not make the mistake of just taking a motherfucker at their reputation, you know, and really make sure that they are actually good at what they do and they have a sound track record and they have a proportionate win to L ratio. Okay. Thank you, IB. I don't even know how to pronounce your name, baby, but thank you, baby. I'll see y'all later. Thumbs up, subscribe, do all that good jazz. Bye.